9 years ago, I came with my tail between my legs and knocked on a door about 20 feet away from here. I was 24 years old. I'd just been dumped by the only girl I'd ever loved, or even been intimate with. I'd just been fired from my job, and I'd just lost my flat in Fulham. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I barely even knew what I liked. I just had these tiny little things in the universe occasionally told me, oh, I quite like this, and I'd gone towards it for a little bit, but nothing had ever come of it. Nothing had ever lit the tinder in my mind bright enough to start like a furnace, a fire which would drive me towards something. And that is why I came to the door here, because the man who lives here is my cousin, Simon Stevens, and he became a playwright, and he was able to support himself, his family, and just through his creative endeavors. By doing something every day which he loved deeply, he had carved out a life for himself and for his family, and created great art which moved people. And there was something there which I liked. I didn't know what it was, but there was something there that really resonated with me. I was like, Simon's cool. That's awesome. I want to do something like that. So when I came here with all of my problems and all of my angst, Simon, in one conversation, got the issue immediately. Because I was focusing on like the lives of these people I saw around me, who I was like, that would be a nice life. That would be a nice life. Oh, I could be that. Property developers have got attractive wives and drive nice cars. And Simon cut me off. He was like, there's a problem here in your thinking. You're focusing on the noun of what you want to be. It's like what you're not giving any thought to is the verb. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to wake up every day and be the ethos of your being, the core of your being? What do I want to do right now? And this can change, but what do you want to do? It's like, God, what do I want to do? And then he gave me some examples of what he did. So when he was at university, he was writing plays. When he went to Edinburgh to work in a pub, he was writing plays afterwards. It was always just this thing which it was like breathing. It was natural to him. Just something that he did. It was his verb. He'd found his verb. I'm going to do this. And then by mistake, by chance, he became the thing, the playwright, because he had focused on the verb. And that it almost came across as a coincidence, collateral. Oh, I guess I'm a playwright. Because that's just, he'd found the thing, found the verb, what he wanted to do. And that was my challenge. And that reframing of like, what do you want to do, kicked me into a completely different headspace of I'm going to stop applying for these more sales jobs, because that's not what I want to do. Maybe it leads to a life which on paper looks great. I can afford to go take my kids skiing and whatever else, drive an Aston Martin maybe if I'm a real good salesman. Like what they're doing? I don't want to sell. I'm trying to not swear, but sod that. So in that immediate aftermath after the call, Simon was like, I want to experience something. Like, I really want to go out there and live an adventure. I want to have an adventure. I want maybe my life to have stories worth telling to people. Stories which people can gain something from. Is that too much to ask? I was like, okay, how do I do that? Well, traveling's not a bad way of doing that. So I found a job abroad, working for GVI as a volunteer coordinator. And all of a sudden, just stories started to flow. Stories started to happen in my life, which I was like, I've got to document this. And I started writing. And then all of a sudden it was like, the reason for the travelling was to gain experiences worth telling as stories. And then a new a new thing formed. It was like, I like telling these stories through word. And then it became video. I started making TikToks on an island I was working on in Indonesia, just because I was like, there's some incredible knowledge and experience. I wanted to share that knowledge. And all of a sudden, the travelling, it became obvious that was just a conduit for the storytelling to come about. And now we are here. 9 years later, I travel around the world with my team, Tuk South. We're a group of adventure filmmakers who drive 2 tuk-tuks around the world. That is the thing. That, if I was in that kitchen from 9 years ago looking at what I'm about to do now, I'd be like, yeah, I want to be that. But the verb of getting... I could never have thought of the verb. There was no exact verb or doing thing to get me to filmmaking tuk-tuk driver who travels around the world with his mates, filming adventure stories and wildlife stories and anything we're interested in. No, That's not a noun that exists, but the focusing on the verb of every day, learning how to tell better and better stories and constantly asking questions to people that you're interested in and building this up and learning how to tell the story so other people can connect with it and connecting with millions of people around the world because of it and realizing that was the whole point of all of this. It wasn't really the travel, it wasn't even really the stories, it was just connection. Like connecting with people about something that we're both interested in through stories. That was where meaning came from for me. And it all started 20 feet away in that kitchen with one sentence from my cousin, which was focus on the verb, not the noun. So I thought I'd just say that. Tomorrow I'm getting on a plane to Peru, flying to Cusco, and we're going to get this ball on the road again and begin to twist and turn the Tuk Tuk through South America, uncovering as many weird and wonderful stories and characters that we can share with the world as we humanly can, because that's the verb I want in my life. That is what I want to do. So I hope this was useful to anyone. I thought I might as well share it in this grey day here in East London. But yeah, lots of love to everyone out there. Hope you all find your verb.